Have fun.
5 can play a very fast 207 APM with 4 pieces per second. Amber had a great well to deal with, but was also receiving some garbage as well. 5 is sending a lot of pressure to Amber right now. But Amber says, no, I will send the pressure back, and takes the first point. Taking an early lead for the top 8, first to 11 now. 5 with the C-spin, lands it.
Oh.
Amber was also going to go for it, but misdrops the T-piece. 5 tying up the game.
Tragic.
And Amber with the costly misdraw. Excuse me, sorry. Both players sitting at the middle of their board, but 5 has a 9 surge built up and sends it.
Oh, the eyepiece over the wall. That's rough.
With the
Go
5 with the
send.
7 spike. They were playing a very, very powerful game and having a lot of pressure being built for their opponent. Amber almost had the PCO, but couldn't get the right pieces in time. But instead builds an STSD, sends it, but 5 returns with more garbage. 5 tries to find the TSD but couldn't get to it. Amber sending their surge for a 13 spike. 5 at the top of their board with the eye misdrop, leading to them having to get their way through it, but not in time. Amber ties up the game. Amber with SD spin, a 5 with C spin. 5 gets their stuns first. Amber returns with the 4 surge, sends it, but 5 denies it. Amber couldn't get the right pieces in time, leading to a couple of misdrops, and 5 takes a 3-2 lead, taking it back.
Unfortunate.
Amber with the SD spin. 5 tried to get the right S spin, but appears to be possible DC. Amber just wants to get this game over with and still sends garbage when 5 possibly returns. There's a possible disconnect, but Amber finds a fractal from a misdrop.
DC cannon.
That fractal leading to a DC cannon.
Curse of Pra is too strong, says Anberdoodle. Chat, we have some unorthodox methods happening here in Stratosphere today.
So it's at 3-2. Amber decides to not take the point so that okay.
Epic top out skills from Anberdoodle. Okay, just add 2 points to the numbers on screen in your head.
So realistically, it is 3-2.
Yeah.
5 finding a crazy amount of T-spins for a 7th surge. Wow, leading to a crazy amount of pressure. Amber couldn't find anything to do it. Taking the 4-2 lead. Amber going back to their old bread and butter, the SD spin, and it works for them this time, taking the point and getting back on the board. It is now a 5-3 lead. It's throwing me off. Amber at the top of their board. Got the spin off in time.
That doesn't
Couldn't
even
get anything
spin
going.
it.
Oh, almost escaped it, but 500 sent too much garbage. Amber going back to SD spin. 500 with the middle board. DT cannon with the perfect clean well donated from Amber, but is almost topped out. Denies the garbage, built into a fractal. Finds the double TSD for a 6th surge, sends it. Amber is at the bottom of their board. They take it perfectly. 5 still working their way through it, but it's sending a lot of garbage in the meantime with 3 TSDs. 5 going crazy with a 9 surge into a 25 spike, taking the 4-1 lead. Adding 2 points, that would be 6-2-3. Ooh, 30 spike for Amber. Oh, shit. Sorry, I had a weird thing on my hand.
Oh, C-spin coming out. Big DS spike.
7? Holy shit!
No, I don't think it was necessary.
Sorry, but that was a crazy 47 spike. Pardon my language, but wow. Amber trying to respond.
Rip Gohan's board.
Crazy. I don't know, with some crazy misdrops.
Oh no, Anberdoodle.
Amber in some trouble here, but finds a way to get to the well. It is not enough. 5 only needs 3 more points to take the win.
For it.
Amber going back to their old bread and butter, the SD spin. One opener that I use myself. But 5 having a beautiful 9-0 welt with the 9 surge. They send it, but Amber denies it. Amber building up a small attack in the middle of their board. Finds a way to get through it. Sends a TSD. 5 in a bit of trouble here with a misdrop. And can't get to it in time. Amber taking the point to slowly crawl back. Amber going back to SD spin. 5 with the C spin. Pulls it off. Both players having a clean board state right now, but that Z piece for 5 didn't look too nice, but they clean it up nicely. 5 had some cheese to deal with and takes care of it nicely, taking out Amber in the process to take their 9th point. Amber going back to it, sending garbage in the process. 5-on with the C-spin into a nice all-spin in the process. Amber in a bit, sorry, 5-on in a bit of trouble here. Having some misdrops, but takes care of it nicely. Misdrops the eyepiece, but they had another one coming up in a couple pieces and took care of it nicely. Misdrops the second one. Taking care of it really nicely. Both players playing roughly at the same pace, but 5-on is applying more pressure in the process, but misdrops the eyepiece, and that is costing them the point.
You hate to see two cyan columns next to each other.
Yeah, no, sometimes that's just terrible to have. Both players mimicking C-spin. Amber had the right amount of garbage, sends 5-on to the top of their board, but 5-on taking care of it nicely with the floater T. With the center well building up nicely with the T-spin. Finds Tetris for a 22 spike. Amber at the top of their board now. 5-on trying to find a way to get through the garbage. Takes care of it nicely. But had an 8 search to deal with. It is sent to them, and they defend it beautifully, but misdrops the T piece. Almost took care of it nicely, but that misdrop almost costed them the round, but they are slowly crawling back. Amber with the 11 search sends it. A bit of trouble for her 5-on and can't get to it in time. It is now 7-9 for 5-on.
Notice all of Gohan's lost points were misdrops.
Yeah, most of these points losses were from misdrops. That is costing them to lose a couple games, but sends a nice well. With the 7 surge, 9 surge sends an 11 spike. 8 spike doesn't do much for Amber, but is now in a bit of trouble here. It does do something. It gives them the point. They are now at 10-7. This is now a match point for 5-on. After the disconnect, they still are taking care of business to get those TWC points. 5-on having a rough board state right now. Amber in a bit of trouble here with the clean well, but gets through it in time. In some trouble now. Couldn't get the pieces in time, and 5-on takes the game 11-7.